Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. It's real early in the morning, but I just had, I just had a bit of a word, that I wanted to share with my listeners. And thank you again for being a listener of the podcast. Thank you so much for subscribing to my podcast and finding me on different platforms, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much for that. But I wanted to try to give a bit of an encouraging word to anyone who's listening to not be dismayed, or I don't even know what the word is anymore. We're seeing all of these heinous acts happen across the world in different countries, and most recently here in the States, the violent acts that took place in Louisville, and also in Tennessee. I won't go into detail of those. We all know what's happening right now. I'm not going to go into the political side of things, and I have plenty of podcasts that speak about that sort of thing. I just want to give an encouraging word, and maybe it's a comforting word, to anyone that has been on the other side of violence. And it is not easy. Whether it was a drunk driver, whether it was a gun violence, or whatever the situation that you have been through or going through. I understand. I've been there. And you got to stay prayed up. Because going to your corner store, going to deposit money in the bank is, as we can clearly see, can be scary, and it can be life-altering. Going to school and just sitting in a classroom and learning can be detrimental these days. So I just want to give an encouraging word to anyone that has been through this. And even if you haven't directly been affected, you're still being affected because you're watching the news. You're still being affected because you're witnessing the videos and things that we see on through the media outlets. So it's still an us problem. It's still a problem for everyone, even though you haven't been directly affected. But just be encouraged to just not allow that to infiltrate your spirit, because it's harder and harder every day to get up and be positive. It's so tough. Somehow, all of these things that are happening are going to shed more light on the changes that need to happen in this country. the certain laws and that govern different areas, all of that, it's got to shed more light. And every time we have these sort of incidents happen, but it just, sometimes it just doesn't seem quick enough. Change, they have that song that says change is going to come. Yeah, change will come, but sometimes it is slow. And I know that can be frustrating. But you just have to keep after. You got to keep after it because it will come. Change will come. So don't be discouraged. Keep your mindset in a positive place as much as you can. Don't indulge in the negativity that takes you to, that other place. Don't do it. Avoid it. Because evil, I promise you, evil cannot win. It cannot. But all these different things that we've been divided on, all these political whatevers, and we're arguing in social media comments and, all that, we have to stop being on this division road because it's not helping us with all these other things that we need to do as a people. We've got an election coming up in a year, 2024, next year. Is going to be critical. The folks that we put in office, and I'm not just talking about president. President, crazy enough, can only do but so much. Pay attention to your local politicians and stop putting in people that are going to line their pockets and they're not there to truly help the community. It's at the city level. It's at the state level. We gotta pay attention to those elections. Even more so than presidential. Pay attention to your representatives and your senators. Those are those elections these are the lawmakers. But anyway, I just wanted to try to give an encouraging word. Don't let all this violence, don't let all of this dissension mess with your mindset. We all on assignment in this world because God has a plan for everybody. But some of us have not stepped into our assignments. And the equilibrium in the atmosphere is lopsided. So stay up, stay positive as much as you can. And instead of tearing each other down, lift each other up. Because in these days and times, we need it. If you want to connect with me on social media, feel free. My most active social media, pretty much every day, is Instagram. And that's at Onyx Queen Media on Instagram. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Ebates is now Rakuten. The Rakuten cashback button is the helper you need to find cash back while you shop. It even applies coupons automatically at checkout, so you'll always be sure to get the best deal. Make sure that the app is running either on your computer or on your phone. Shop as you normally would online, then get paid by check or through PayPal. Check the link in our description and it'll give you all the information that you need. Rakuten, the cashback button.